Honorable Speaker, Honorable Premier and members of the Executive Council, Honorable Chairperson and members of the Portfolio Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure, Honorable members of Provincial Legislature, government officials, departmental stakeholders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The 2020-21 policy speech was tabled on the backdrop of the global pandemic of COVID-19. Many who walked and worked with us in the noble idea to deliver the better and quality services have fallen along the way. May their faithfully departed souls rest in eternal peace. The pandemic on its own demanded an agile and responsive developmental state. Although the world, country, and the province were on a complete shutdown, conversely, the expectation for economic opportunities and basic service delivery continued to grow. Honorable Speaker, you would agree that Karl Marx's 11 thesis on feedback that, I quote, "Philosophers have only interpreted the world in various ways. The point, however, is to change it," close quote, has become relevant and instructive in the current challenges facing our country and the province. In the year of Mama Charlotte Maxeke, siyatsho bantabam kuzoqhuza uthuli, kungacelwa into engapheliyo. For 2021-2022, the department has been allocated a total budget of 2.5 billion, a decrease of 3% compared to 2020-21 main allocation. Therefore, more has to be done with less. Over the past 3 years, the department has embarked on a transformation trajectory of positioning public works as the nerve center for infrastructure delivery in the province. In 2021, we will operationalize the structure, including the filling of critical funded posts. Honorable members, the PIMO has been fully established and plays a pivotal role in augmenting the existing capacity of the department. Such capacity will help finalize the discussion of improving the coordination, delivery, and investment on infrastructure in the province. The economic recovery plan pronounced by the President, His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, is anchored on infrastructure development. This ought to challenge us to be bold about infrastructure coordination, delivery, and investment as the province. It is our view, honorable members, that the department, working with Khawuleza PIMO, has to be a single point of entry for infrastructure development in the province. In the coming year, the department will strengthen its relations with the Khawuleza PIMO for effective coordination of both social and economic infrastructure. Madam Speaker, Thomas Sankara cautions, I quote, "You cannot carry out fundamental change without a certain amount of madness. Change comes from non-conformity, the courage to turn back on the old formulas, the courage to invent the future," close quote. We must join his call to be individually one of those madmen. We must dare to invent the future. We are firmly committed to transform the property sector, utilizing property portfolio. The Property Investment and Development Conference scheduled could not materialize due to COVID-19. The province is set to hold one investment conference in the year 2021. Honorable members, we have collated strategic state-owned properties in a bid book ready to be released to property investors and developers through long-term leases. Last year, we reported on the advertisement calling for proposals to develop 32 properties from 100% black-owned, controlled, and managed property developers. It is pleasing to report that we have since awarded 14 properties with an estimated revenue of 838 million over the 30-year lease period. Of these properties, 3 have been awarded to women and 2 to youth property developers. We have awarded the tender for the development of the former Amatola San in Bisho. This development will be a catalyst for the overall revitalization of Bisho. The revenue expected from the Amatola San lease is estimated to be approximately 1 million a month and 1.2 billion over a lease period of 99 years. Honorable members, I must hasten to state that at the end of the lease terms, the ownership of all these properties will revert to the state. Worth mentioning is that the success of the property transformation agenda will be made possible by our fruitful engagements with white property developers who themselves in unison have said, we too want to be met. Their madness will further accelerate property transformation as we continue to release more and more properties for long-term leasing. The department has finalized the office accommodation plan for provincial departments. The implementation strategy of the plan details, amongst others, precinct development and acquisition of strategic properties. The plan, Madam Speaker, is premised on consolidating government departments into one-stop shops in order to improve access to government services while equally changing the special outlook of small towns. Madam Speaker, an amount of 271 million has been allocated towards leases for office accommodation. We have made minor strides in introducing three new entrants as landlords in the leasing portfolio who are 100% controlled and managed, one of which is a female. The implementation of the office accommodation plan will further provide an opportunity to transform this portfolio to represent the demographics of the province. The non-racial character of the governing party cannot be misused to deter us from the nature of our struggle. The success of the democratic project hinges on not interpreting and accepting the racial disparities, but taking practical steps to change them. Honorable Speaker, on the 26th of March 2021, I will be in Umtata to launch the provincial chapter of the Operation Bring Back campaign. Through this campaign, we will investigate state-owned properties, including vacant land parcels which may have been transferred illegally. In 2021-2022, we will enrich the OBB campaign by conducting intensive land audits. The sum total of these programs will lead to a more credible, immovable asset register with properties readily available to be released for revenue generation and investment. Honorable members, as pronounced by Honorable Premier in his State of the Province address, the following projects have been completed and will be handed over in the coming financial year. The Alwal North Cluster offices, renamed the Temba Kojana Office Park, the Komani Cluster offices, renamed Batandwa Ndondo Office Park, and the ex-Mary Teresa Hospital in Mount Frey, renamed the Tobile Bam Office Park. In the 2021 financial year, the department has set aside 230 million for construction and maintenance of state-owned office buildings. This includes the maintenance of the National Key Point as well as the Prestige portfolio. Honorable members, the following projects are under planning for implementation in the outer years: Ado Office Cluster and Port St. John's Cluster offices. The following projects, among others, are scheduled for construction in the coming financial year: Artisan Development and Training Center in Makanda, Mkanduli Office Clusters, and Ematresibeni Cluster offices. Importantly, we are making strides to relocate departments of health and human settlements from Kokstad to Ematresibeni. Honorable members, the delivery of the Bishop Precinct remains our priority. The process to review space norms in line with COVID-19 and the occupational health and safety regulations have been completed. The department, in collaboration with the Provincial Treasury, has applied to the National Treasury to consider a limited bidding process with state-owned entities. The plan is to ensure that the bid is awarded before the first quarter in the 2021-22 financial year. Honorable Speaker, the department will be responsible for delivering both capital and maintenance infrastructure projects for the education department and health. For its part, the Department of Education has further entrusted us with developing a turnaround plan of the delivery of education infrastructure with an emphasis on decommitment strategy. In delivering infrastructure, we will adopt the same speed and agility utilized in refurbishing health facilities in response to COVID-19 pandemic. The capacity demonstrated of utilizing internal professionals resulted to 95 million savings, which otherwise would have been paid to consultants. I wish to express my sincere gratitude to the professionals and candidates for their sterling work and determination during that difficult time. Honorable members, you would agree with me that what seems to block the horizon is the general decay of government infrastructure. In assuming these responsibilities, we acknowledge our failures, and therefore we have developed a facilities management model which will be implemented by the second quarter of the coming financial year. The model will improve the turnaround time on general operations and maintenance of state-owned buildings. I am convinced that our ability to deliver education and health infrastructure will enable the two departments to focus on their core mandate. Furthermore, we will continue to implement infrastructure projects on behalf of client departments such as Social Development, COGTA, DISRAC, and the Department of Transport. Somlomo obekekileyo, silisebe asigunqi kwisibhambathiso esasenzayo sokuxhasa nokukhulisa osomashishini abasakhulayo. It is pleasing to report that of the 26 contractors in the ICDP database have been awarded contracts to the value of 60 million. 18 of these are youth, while 6 are women-owned contractors. More contractors outside the database have been subcontracted during the refurbishment of health facilities in response to COVID-19 pandemic to an amount of 142 million. I wish to commend the contractors for their dedication and commitment in ensuring that the provision of additional beds and oxygen gas for COVID-19 patients. Some of these small contractors worked 24-hour shifts to help strengthen our fight against COVID-19. Honorable members, you would agree more that can be done utilizing the EPW grant to fight unemployment in the province. As a result, we have initiated a conversation on the role of public works and infrastructure as both a reporting coordinator and a strategic intervener when the need arises. We will pilot our interventionist role in the adopted district municipalities of Alfrenzo and Sarah Batman. The overall provincial EPWP target in the 2021-22 financial year is 93,687. For its part, the department will create 4,000 work opportunities through the implementation of its flagship programs. Key amongst these is the Artisan Development Program, which we intend to lift as one of the provincial infrastructure development skills pipeline initiatives. In this regard, the department will initiate a discussion with sister departments under the stewardship of the Office of the Premier with a view to integrate and consolidate the implementation of this program. The second skills pipeline initiative is our provincial development program, which currently has 75 registered professionals and 101 candidates in various disciplines in the built environment and property environment. This skills pipeline is effectively coordinated, if effectively coordinated, will increase the provincial capacity to package and implement infrastructure projects. Honorable members, last year, through the M plan, I launched at Tangi Technical High School in Alfrenzo a program for the support of technical high schools with drawing material and graphic design laboratories. The technical schools to benefit in this coming year are Putajichaba Technical High in Matatiel, Mount Elif Comprehensive Technical High, and Oliver Tambo Comprehensive Technical in Bizana. During the first quarter of 2021-2022, we will be handing over a technical workshop to Mfazwe Technical School in Dabangulu, which is the only technical school that provides training on welding in the entire Alfrenzo region. Honorable members, with the support of our oversight bodies, we will continue to strengthen the control environment and maintain clean, good governance. Let us draw inspiration from Thomas Sankara, who reminisced, I quote, "It took the madmen, and I dare say, and women, of yesterday for us to be able to act with extreme clarity today. We must dare to invent the future," close quote. I now table the 2021-2022 policy and budget speech, annual performance plan, and the operational plan for the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure. I thank you.